And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the broadcast. Again, I'm the Idea PC, joined by Rude Dude One here for our Upsurge minor league matchup here between Omega Gaming Ice and Striking Vipers. Rude Dude, welcome back, and we are here into Pro Draft, getting ready for this game number 2 in this best of 3 series of Week 7. It's really going to have that implications for the playoffs there. Omega Gaming Ice, with the victory here, can lock themselves up a second seed in the playoff bracket. But overall here, we do see some interesting bans coming through here. The Darius getting banned away here from Omega Gaming. I is going to pick that pick away from Goo on you.
Yeah, getting rid of that Darius, very strong bruiser champion up on the top side, and not something that you want to face if your opponent's proficient with it. But we already see some slight adaptation from the Vipers from first game, immediately banning away the virus, not letting Waffle Wheel have that virus that he was so dominant with last game, ending with full items, only the one death, 700 gold bounty on his head, deciding that that is not for them. He's going to get himself a different AD carry. We've got Aphelios and Ezreal still open, so likely to see both of those picks picked at some point, but Viper's going to go for the first pick Trundle here.
It is indeed here. Picking that one up is going to be a good pick. Is going to kind of maybe dissuade Omega Gaming Eyes from being able to pick up things like the Ornn, the Sejuani, some other really tanky, beefy members that we oftentimes do see in competitive play. So Trundle can be a great pick into that. Not necessarily maybe the greatest first pick, because you don't really know what the options are going to be there for Omega Gaming Eyes. They could just choose to draft something that's not going to build heavy resistances to maybe make the Trundle pick a little less useful. But overall, still not a bad first pick here. Ezreal going to be locked in here for Omega Gaming Ice. We will get to see Waffle Wheel on the blonde-haired champion here in game number 2. And again, just kind of following through with everything that we do know about the current ADC meta. Yuumi getting locked in as well. With it's not banned away, you can expect to see Ezreal Yuumi in almost any game.
Yeah, super strong bot lane coming out for Omega here. Not surprised to see them pick that up. Likely going to see Vipers default back to that Aphelios pick here. Probably round out their support. Lulu available, so Aphelios Lulu would be what I expect to see coming out here, but you never know what they're going to go for. Actually opting for a Caitlyn, so not feeling the Aphelios here, and instead going to go for a more early game focused champion, early game centric with that Trundle as well. Going to be looking to build up the lead in the early game, similar to how they did last game, but with maybe more snowbally picks than last time. Trundle probably going to be able to run press the attack. He's going to fill a very similar role to the volley bear that they were able to last game, and Caitlyn Senna, in fact, going to be the bot lane, not the Aphelios Lulu in any way. Completely different take.
Absolutely is indeed here. A lot of damage potential though from these picks. Caitlyn can pretty much free fire, from a backline in any front to back team fight with ease. Senna as well as she continues to scale through the game does get that increased range, crit chance, and scales very nicely. So both of these AD carries being picked up here will be able to provide them a lot of frontline damage there. And then additionally, their ability to take down objectives with the Trundle Caitlyn Senna combination can be absolutely devastating. Omega Gaming Eye is going to pick up the Kindred here again in game number 2. Supermark will be on this champion. Again, maybe not the best first game one that we saw there, but the Lamb's Respite did allow them to find themselves, some breathing room, some time for the rest of the squad to be able to get to those fights, as we saw multiple times. So the utility coming out here for Omega Gaming Ice, in addition to looking for those early game invades to be able to get the marks.
Yeah, and Kindred actually a really nice pick into the Trundle, just because obviously the first thing to mention, Kindred doesn't really build resist, so the Subjugate isn't going to be too pivotal in the 1 versus 1, but when the Kindred is hopping around and the Trundle throws up the pillar, it's really easy for Kindred just to hop over that pillar and kind of negate it in general. So nice pickup for Supermark here, picking a slight counter in the jungle, so might have a bit of an easier time than he did in the first game running around in the early game. And we see 2 respect bans coming out from Vipers and Omega 1 each respectively. They get rid of the Mordekaiser that we saw first game, and also the Veigar in the mid lane, not going to be picked this time.
Indeed, it is here. Orn getting locked in here for Omega Gaming Ice up towards the top side of the map here. So they are going to pick it into the Trundle, which I think is very interesting, Rude Dude. Getting to see this kind of matchup. It's exactly what Trundle wants, is to have one of those beefy frontliners to be able to steal resistances from. And it's going to make Omega Gaming Ice's frontline a lot weaker. So if they are able to find some of that backline access, it's going to make it really, really difficult for Omega Gaming Ice to be able to get themselves off the ground. They do have the set getting picked up here for Vipers. So he's going to be looking for some of those flanks to try and find maybe the Ezreal or the Kindred maybe out of position, looking for the Showstopper to bring them back and out of position. It's kind of gang up on. So that could be a dangerous combination here from the side of Vipers into this Omega Gaming Ice squad, especially if the Ornn is subjugated and then does lose those the resistances. Cassiopeia here going to be locked in here. Just to give themselves some really, really strong late game AP damage with a mage pick in the mid lane. So that is the final pick here for Vipers. I'm looking at this team composition here. I really think it's going to come down to the flanks from the Trundle and from the set to be able to find members out. They don't have a lot of pick potential. They do have the Senna who can throw out the E to be able to find someone locked down, rooted for a while. But overall, I think that Omega Gaming Ice should be able to have team fights go their way fairly easily as long as that Ornn doesn't get immediately popped.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Ice have got a really nice front-to-back team comp built in. Once again, the triple carry threat with Kindred picked up. Victor now in the mid lane. And, the Victor into Cassiopeia matchup is actually fairly favourable for the Victor because it's fairly easy for Victor to keep the Cassio at arm's length with the Chaos Storm, the Gravity Field as well. Zones out that Cassio really well. Death Ray can be used at a long range to poke out the Cassio, and early on, while Cassio's not got her tier, the Victor can actually do a little bit of work in this mid lane. It'll be interesting to see whether or not they're able to pressure point anywhere with Trundle and Senna roams potentially. So it's really going to be on the burden of execution on the Vipers to get this game going and get themselves off to a good start.
Indeed, it will be. And the scaling is going to come in from Omega Gaming Ice, and Vipers looking for that strong early game to be able to smash their ticket into a game 3 of this best of 3 series. It's going to be interesting, right? Battle of the ideals here, early versus late. Can they get it? Who knows? We will see. But I think it's really, really going to come down to that. Omega Gaming Ice, they have done very, very well of being able to manage games where they are down early to have themselves strong mid games. I mean, even there in game 1, we saw them losing those first 2 dragons. And, Striking Vipers kind of dominating that early game with the Volibear pick, which was very, very great on Morn. But unfortunately, Omega Gaming Ice just playing very, very well, playing very coordinated there, able to get themselves multiple team fight wins, mostly off the back of teleport flanks and things of that nature. Striking Vipers, if they're going to attack, they have to strike quick. They have to strike quick, take down the targets that they need, and hopefully not to lose too much off the back of it.
Yeah, exactly, and it was really good from Ice in the first game to just acknowledge that they didn't win the team fights at that point. They conceded the first 2 Drakes, and they were happy to do so just because they knew their comp wasn't online. We're going to look to see them maybe do something similar this game because they know that they don't have the early pressure points that they necessarily would want to contest early Drakes. Caitlyn Senna bot lane is really going to be looking to force out this Ezreal Yuumi. We talk about Ezreal Yuumi being a really strong lane, but going toe-to-toe with a Caitlyn Senna when both champions at level 1 have 600 plus range and Senna's only increases further and further, it's going to be really difficult for them to even get in range to do any damage in any capacity, let alone try and go toe-to-toe in trades. Cruiser and G-Friend Keeney are going to be able to do sort of 300 damage worth of HP to Ezreal Yuumi before they even get in the range.
Really does set themselves up for success in that lane. And ladies and gentlemen, we're about to wrap up our in-game client draft here. So again, I'm the Idea PC, joined by Rude Dude here for this Upsurge minor leagues matchup here, week 7 versus Omega Gaming Ice and Striking Vipers High Table. We will be moving and transitioning on over into a short intermission and an advertisement break here, and soon with a word from our sponsors. Right after that, we will see you on Summoner's Rift, and we will be right back. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the broadcast. I'm the Idea PC, joined by Rude Dude here for Game 2 in this best-of-3 matchup between Striking Vipers and Omega Gaming Ice in this Upsurge Minor Leagues Week 7. Rude Dude, welcome back, and we've got a spicy matchup here, and quite an interesting team comp coming out from the side of Striking Vipers here for this Game 2.
Yeah, they're really looking to powerhouse some aggression down in this bot side. Caitlyn Senna, really oppressive lane. Going to be really difficult for Waffle Wheel and Casey on to get the farm early. But Morn is invading, trying to look on Supermark. So we do see them all just walk away.
Just gonna kind of walk his way in there, get the wards down. Some early vision never hurt anybody, unless, you give first blood for it. But overall, pretty standard wards being placed down here for both sides. Interesting to see, though, and interesting to note, they should have some vision on the Kindred, or at least provide, a little bit of protection there for this Cassiopeia here in the mid lane with that deep ward. So no early ganks going to be coming in from the top side. That will go unnoticed here from the side of Omega Gaming Ice. But overall, as we continue to go through here, both junglers opting for the bottom side starts here. Just going to be able to get those buffs down. Nothing too crazy, out of the ordinary here. Victor with the phase rush in the mid lane. She'll be super, super speedy there. So I'm excited to see, how Shmurda is going to be able to do on this. Victor is one of those champions that is known for his late game power. That's really going to be the name of the game here, I think. OGI really going to have a strong late game. So Striking Viper is going to look to close this one out early.
Yeah, they really need to talk about this pressure point down on the bot side with the Caitlyn Senna. Need to try and play their way through that, neutralize Ezreal's mid-game power by being just further ahead in items, looking for an early infinity edge. Oh, top lane fight though.
Yeah, there it is. Morn gonna get caught out here. The mark is placed on his head here. Shmurda, though, gonna take a lot of damage there. Set's now coming on down. Kindred has yet to make his way, and Pure Genesis will be the first one. Nice flash forward with the face breaker here. Coming out from the Set. That's gonna be first blood. Going on over to Pure Genesis here on the Cassiopeia. Sure, you might have blown 3 flashes for it, but you get the kills, and Supermark now in some danger of his own. Morn looking for it now. Nice facebreaker there from Goo on You to able to lock up Supermark. They're not going to be able to get the re-engage here, and that is just going to be first blood going on over to the side of Striking Vipers. Well done. And, I thought for a second the Trundle was going to be in some danger there, but the rotations came in first for the side of Striking Vipers, and they're able to get that kill.
Yeah, and, this is just the power points we were talking about. Set Trundle in an early kerfuffle versus a Kindred and an Ornn is unmatched really. Trundle Set gonna definitely have the upper hand there, and Pure Genesis was able to roam as well, but maybe another gank here. Shmurda being danger.
Yep, now 200 HP. Morn's gonna be able to run him down here with the phase rush. There it is, ladies and gents. Jungler here for the side of Striking Vipers, making his presence known once again in the early game, just as we saw there in game 1. Is going to find himself kind of disadvantaged here for camps. He has only gone and grabbed himself his initial buff, just now getting the Scuttle Crab here. Unfortunately, most of the bottom side of the map here already taken from the Kindred. She's going to be able to now counter-engage up onto the top side of the jungle here. Going to be able to pick up at least at a minimum the blue buff. They know Set has recalled. So Kindred, while she's not getting the ganks off here early, it definitely is going to be up ahead in the CS department here, which is exactly where you want to be on the Kindred. And if I go ahead and just take a quick look here, just taking a look at the gold, we do see that it is pretty much even here. So the gold advantage not really there yet for the side of Striking Vipers as far as the jungle is concerned. So Kindred trying to make the most of it.
Yeah, definitely not. But there is a almost an 1,000 gold lead total for Striking Vipers, and with a big wave under Goo on You's turret, that's going to go probably matched with the turret or the minions under the bot turret, but it is all in this mid lane right now. We look at Cassiopeia has already managed to base and pick up her tier with that first blood gold. Did opt for the mana crystal opener, so quite greedy with the starting items, but managing to get the first blood as well made it really profitable when she was able to base. Picked up that tier of the goddess pretty freely, and also upgraded the refillable into a corrupting potion as well. So Pure Genesis is actually in a really nice spot to be able to scale up and provide Striking Vipers with that late game insurance policy that they need. We look at bot lane already, slight CS lead established for Cruiser and G-Friend down on the spot side, about a wave and a half going their way. But Waffle Wheel, we saw this in game number 1. He's gone for it again. He's gone for the Cull opener, essentially saying that he doesn't really want to fight in this lane phase, doesn't particularly care to, knows he's going to lose it out, and instead just opting to get that cash out in 100 CS time.
Absolutely, indeed, does help that Ezreal to reach that power spike just a little bit sooner. He does need quite a bit of that gold to be able to build himself up into the Manamune, eventually to transform into the Muramana, and then opting for maybe Trinity Force or the Iceborne Gauntlet build that has always been so popular throughout the metas. But overall here, just going to be able to wait this one out. That's what he's looking to do. So as long as they're not giving kills down in the bot lane, as an Ezreal, Yuumi, you are looking pretty good there, and that is exactly what you want. The Haymaker not going to quite land there for Set, trying to pick himself up the cannon minion. But overall, team's just waiting it out here. Early Dragon going on over to the side of Striking Vipers once again. All off the back of the early game jungling here from Morn. But, we'll see if they can translate that into mid-game and late-game fights. Guan Yu, though, now is still flashless. Gonna fall down here. That's the kill going on over to Supermark. Able to pick one up off the back of his top laner. Koros there with the assist. And Supermark getting those early kills that he needs here. Now going to be sitting at 2 marks here at 6.5 minutes in the game. Considerably doing better than he was in game 1.
Yeah, he's exactly where he was, sort of 5 minutes ahead of time from game 1. We looked and checked in about 11.5 minutes in, but this could be a dive with Morn's pressure bot here.
Yep, coming on down. Chilling Smite's going to land, but that is not going to be the engage here. And the commitment from Striking Vipers. Good disengage there from the side of OGI. Able to clear out the wave and put down the poke. Exactly what you want to see from the Ezreal Yuumi combination. Post 6, I think that that gank and that tower dive gets a lot harder with the Lost Chapter coming out from the Yuumi. They're going to be able to spot out Morn, though, going for this blue buff. Kindred's going to be right there to be able to pick that one up and defend her jungle. So good movement here from the support of OGI to be able to assist the jungler there. And Trundle just going to have to back off. CS numbers, though, now remaining fairly even in the mid lane and top side of the map. Kindred way ahead of the Trundle now on CS is, sitting there with about a, about 3.5 camp advantage. So doing well for her, able to pick up that kill as well towards the top side of the map. Does mean that she will be able to control some of the gold lead in her favor here. Koro, though, able to get a good trade with Guan Yu here, able to avoid the sweet spot of that Haymaker. Will do wonders for his life bar here. Just going to farm it up. Just going to be absolutely content to kind of keep the map state where it's at. If you're just a little bit behind when you have champions like Ezreal, like Yuumi, Victor, Ornn, you really don't mind being 1k gold down, even if it is 10 minutes almost into the game. Because you know that you have kind of that late game insurance of the ability to scale. And that's really what they're going to be focusing on doing. Fighting around objectives and staying alive in lane.
Yeah, and we saw it again early on in this game. They're quite happy to give up these objectives. Likely going to just, I don't think they even know the Herald's going down, but give that one with the rotation top actually from Cruiser and G-Friend here. Looking to maybe pressure this top turret early on. Nice rotation from them actually to pick up the Rift Herald, because you want to see, we see teams pick it up about 8 minutes into the game. If we look at the pro scene, for example, typically rotate their bot lane up 7.5 minutes in and go for you, feeling himself in a 1 versus 2 here.
Yep, gonna go in for it. Showstopper coming down now. That's Waffle Whale, kind of low health here. Has to flash there from the attempts. Guan Yu trying to find his mark. Waffle Wheel gonna get healed up, though. They can now go for the engage, and there it is. Waffle Wheel end. Will sling Guan Yu as the dive. Maybe coming in up here towards the top side. Ace in the hole. Gonna be blocked there by Koros, but Trundle. No, not going to quite look for the backside with the flank here. They have the wave. They have to back off here. This could easily be a first turret going on over in favor of Striking Vipers as they're able to push off the 2v3 of Koro and Supermark up here in the top side of the map. All the plates going on over here. One last tick left on the tower. Maybe not going to be able to pick it up here with the resistances, but that is a lot of tower damage, and this Ornn is going to have to play pretty safe without a tower to retreat back to.
Yeah, little things like this that we want to see tightened up is where they definitely had control of the top lane. They would have definitely been able to take those first couple of plates freely and then put the Herald down after. It just speeds up their tempo a little bit. That they've been able to push this wave in, get back, and they'd be able to set up for this Infernal Drake a little bit sooner. Nevertheless, they do manage to get themselves their turret for for free. And it was really nice from Ice to actually back off and not give up anything. Supermarket's caught here though.
Was trying to go for that mark, but had no priority whatsoever. Cruiser getting the kill credit off that one. Off of what may have been a little bit of an ill-advised gank here. Lost Chapter now, though, coming in here. That's so much damage. The Haymaker going to be able to shield him just enough. The last auto not quite able to do it, but he will just Arcane Shift in there for the kill. Yumi able to speed him up and get him out. And unfortunately, Gu on you not having a whole lot of fun there in the 2v1.
Yeah, Gu on you really needs to... He doesn't need to go for these plays, unfortunately. He's sat 2 versus 1 in the lane. It was... what I was going to point out was that it was good from Ice to back off and acknowledge that they weren't in the position to take the fight. We need to see that from Gu on you as well, as he doesn't need to fight. But Pure Genesis catching Shmurda maybe. He's going to pop the Ghost.
Some good damage there. Off onto him. Unfortunately, though, Shmurda will be very, very quick with Ghost and Phase Rush in his inventory. Flash coming out from Pure Genesis. I don't know if he was looking for the flash petrifying gaze there, trying to get himself the kill, but that's just going to be the forced flash out from Shmurda as well. So mid laners now in a moment of vulnerability here for at least the next 5 minutes. Going to be looking for junglers to kind of pay some attention here as the Infernal Dragon, second dragon of this game, will go on over to the side of Striking Vipers. They know they have the lane priority, and that's a good call from their team.
Yeah, and we were talking about how the bot lane of Striking Vipers was really their pressure point. This Caitlyn Senna was what needed to roam around and be just further ahead of Waffle Wheel and Casey on down bot side. But with the 2 kills traded from Gu on you, it's really just given Ezreal all the gold back from what the Cruiser was able to deny. But a massive trade under the turret. Ooh. Nice trap spot.
Yep, all onto the Yumi there, but nice teleport flank once again here from Koros in here in game 2. Finds the brittle proc, and the hammer falls down onto Cruiser here. G-Friend gonna be in some danger here. Chorus tanking it up, but that's gonna be the kill. No, Lamb's Respite will actually manage to save him out here. Oh. True Shot Barrage finds its mark. Waffle Wheel coming up big here on the Ezreal, now 3-0, but the flash from Morn gonna find the kill, and the chop onto Shmurda be in the mid lane. Flashless does make him very vulnerable, but man, what a dive there from the side of OGI towards the bottom side of the map. Being able to get the Lamb's Respite to save the Ornn. A lot of trust in your team, right, to make sure that that does not go the wrong way. Tower going on over in favor for OGI. They're able to make that score now an even 1-1, and they are doing themselves wonders here in the early game, able to now command a slight gold advantage here at 13 minutes. Is exactly where you want to be with a late game composition. You know, you can have no better potential there from this team. If they can continue to kind of pressure you know, with this Ezreal, who is already sitting on 2 completed components of the Infinity Edge, he's going to hit a very, very strong point at about 20 minutes in this game with the Infinity Edge, and Manamune actually completed.
Trinity Force, yeah, you know, the Sheen and the Stinger. Good to see that he's going for a more damage-centric build. We've got 2 or 3 really AD sources, you know, 4 if you count Senna as well, so wouldn't have been surprised to see an Iceborne Gauntlet, but acknowledging that he's got 3 kills and that he's got a lot more gold early on than he'd anticipated, deciding that he's going to go for that Trinity Force and maybe be an even bigger threat than he would have been with the Iceborne. But look at that trade up on the top side from Koros. He's got the completed Sunfire Cape, Shmurda and Pure Genesis.
There it is, Petrifying Gaze coming out. Both mid laners just kind of playing a game of chicken there in the bushes without vision. Koros, though, able to get a lot of damage onto Gu on you. He could be in some trouble here. There it is. Does not even need the knockup. Just able to find the last hit onto Gu on you. And Set has not had a fun time this game. Scuttle Crab going to go on over to the side of Striking Vipers here. Nice trap there to be able to lock up Supermark, but the damage just not quite there yet. Yumi with the heals is absolutely a behemoth in the support role. She's able to heal up these members quite effectively here. G-Friend Keeney looking for the vision control, trying to stop this Herald that they know is going on here, but unfortunately they just do not have the numbers advantage here. Set, though, now teleporting in towards the top side, and there it is, another responding Set teleport here from Pure Genesis. Finds the showstopper there onto Ornn. He's going to get locked up and shut down here. Call of Forge Gods, not going to mean much other than a slow. Supermark, though, with the flash, Waffle Wheel with the block of the ace in the hole. Now looking for the poking damage on the backside. There is no tower here. Supermark falls. Ezreal in a bit of trouble as he finds himself in between 5 members. Shut down now, going on over to the Trundle, and the cat will die. That is a huge fight here for the side of Striking Vipers, able to get some crucial shutdowns there, able to stop the Rift Herald, and, ultimately putting themselves back in the driver's seat.
Yeah, and just as you mentioned that they didn't have the numbers advantage to take the fight, they commit double teleports up into the Rift Herald, bring the numbers to the party, and they say that they want that Rift Herald, they want that fight. 4 for 1 all told. Unlucky for G-Friend Keeney to actually die there. You know, they take down Waffle Wheel, and out pops a little cat, throws one measly auto attack down onto Keeney, and unfortunately it does meet his demise. But they'll take the 4 for 1 every day of the week. They get the Herald as well, and with that they are likely going to be able to force down another turret, maybe just get some chip damage as they've gotten all of the outer turrets effectively. You know, the one sat down on bot lane, slithers of HP, won't need a Herald to get it. And
Indeed. And Mountain Dragon here spawning in 30 seconds. I do just want to toggle the gold here real quick, Rude Dude. We can take a look now. Trundle sitting at about 800 gold advantage here on the Kindred. Has the shutdown on himself as well. In the mid lane, 500 gold here for Pure Genesis. And, towards the top side of the map, I think is where we see our greatest difference here. Ornn being able to free farm for quite a while, and Set with the repeated solo deaths in lane has kind of put himself on the back foot here.
we see
Mountain
Ice.
Dragon priority going on over the side of Omega Gaming Ice here, but Striking Vipers not going to let this one go easily. They're going to try and fight off the back of it here. Koro's getting rooted up here, going to get pulled back in. Cruiser finds the kill. True Shot Barrage landing onto multiple members, but the Showstopper's going to find Supermark out. Haymaker, but it's not going to be enough. Double kill here for Schmurdaby, and Yumi's healing up the low health bars of the side of OGI as they're looking to run him down here now. Trying to find the net, will find the kill on a Schmurdaby. A lot of damage coming out from this Caitlyn here, but Ezreal, it does have the potential to make this into something. Unfortunately, going to get rooted down there. G-Friend Keeney going to be able to get out here. No? Oh, my goodness. Waffle Wheel with the Arcane Shift into Mystic Shot, able to find the kill there. What a play here. Waffle Wheel just really showing his work in this series. Has been a strong point for this OGI squad. You really have to hand it to him.
Yeah, currently, put the team on his back in that first game and really showing up in this second one as well. 3 for 3 all told in that team fight. And honestly, Cruiser as well having one hell of a game on this Caitlyn. The traps, along with the net placement, he's actually been dishing out so much damage, getting nice crits as well. The Infinity Edge has come through, has the Zeal as well. So getting a little bit lucky with when he's hitting the headshots and the crits combined. But, you got to place well to get the chance. And with the traps going down, he's managed to pick himself up 2 cheeky kills as well in that team fight. Schmurdaby really wasn't expecting the burst to come through and just got absolutely popped. I want to quickly touch on the builds in general from Striking Vipers and sort of the absence of anti-heal. And I talk about it quite a lot when we're casting games, but especially when there's a Yuumi, especially when there's Conquerors on the board, we really need to see anti-heal coming through for Striking Vipers, especially when you have a Senna, somebody on a support role, fairly low economy, but the Executioner's Calling is 800 gold, not too much, but maybe fighting bot from Schmurda here.
Yeah, there it is, coming on down. Ace in the hole, gonna find its mark, and Victor will fall. Schmurdaby gonna go down there. Ultimates, Globals coming out here from the side of Striking Vipers. Gonna be able to turn that in favor for the Set, who has been struggling in the lane solo all game long.
Yeah, nice little pick for Striking Vipers there. Managed to pick up Schmurdaby once again, who's also not having the hottest game himself, unfortunately, but does have completed Hex Core and tier 2 boots, so is looking fairly strong. Unfortunately, did leave his Chaos Storm behind there when he popped that. Set just walked out and it didn't really follow him at all, so that was unlucky there. But we see the Herald cast in the mid lane, and they're going to look with Cruiser here, this extra range to try and take this turret down. Tier 2 mid going the way of Striking Vipers. Definitely a nice use there. They take a pick on Schmurdaby, use that pressure to establish some dominance in the mid lane, and they take the tier 2 turret with that Herald.
Indeed, and they were also able to get, I think importantly, some gold onto the Set by taking out that bottom tier 1 as well. So Set's going to be in a little bit of a better position here. Is going to be able to recall back, picks up the Phage. It's going to be a little quicker in some of these fights. So definitely effective for him. And some much needed gold going his way. It's not been a great time. 1, 5, and 7 is not where you want to be on the set. You know, having some of that early gold does help him in the mid game for sure. Just with tankiness and damage dealing and things of that nature. Picks up the Bork here, which I think is crucial for him when you are facing up against the Ornn. And it's going to be important, you know, for them to pick up items like this. You know, we might see the Lord Dominic's come in at some point here, but Goo on You going to get locked up and knocked down here. Haymaker will not be enough. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Koros has slain Goo on You, and that's the kill going the way of OGI, trying to establish themselves some side wave pressure here.
Yeah, and with
teleports,
Supermark showing bot lane, meaning that Striking Vipers really want to try and take this Baron. Ornn has got teleport, he's going to come through. Baron about half HP now. Can they stall this fight for long enough?
But there it is. You see it, the Ornn coming down and going to knock up multiple members here. There is the kills going on over in favor of OGI. Able to make it right now a 3-for-1 trade. Absolute domination. Absolute decimation here from the OGI squad. And the Petrifying Gaze not going to quite beat enough.
Yeah, and
4 kills going on over to the side of OGI after Set fell. Back up now. This is going to be the Baron here for OGI.
Yeah, they go for the Baron play. Striking Vipers feeling that they were sort of shoehorned into it. You know, they can feel the comp getting outscaled. Caitlyn Senna not having the same power that they did in the early phase. Ezreal's got 2 items. Victor's working on his second, and the ornaments have come through for himself. Needing to go for that Baron, and unfortunately, not respecting the TPs, not respecting the damage and the teamfight potential from Omega Gaming Ice, mean that they do end up losing the fight, end up losing the Baron as well. Supermark finally gets himself that Nashor, and Drake has spawned, and Striking Vipers are looking to set up a little bit of a bush bait here.
There it is now. Ornn going to get rooted up here. Going to find a lot of damage onto the backline here. The Lamb's Respite coming in, but Supermark just able to free fire there without repercussion will mean that the set will fall. The traps here from the Caitlyn doing their job, being able to zone off the rest of OGI from following up. But that means the Mountain Dragon now going on over to the side of OGI. It's looking like a repeat of what we saw in Game 1, where they pretty much conceded some of the early game pressure for these neutral objectives that we saw on the map. We saw the Heralds going the way of Striking Vipers, those first 2 dragons as well. Ooh, Ace in the hole gonna land there. Waffle Wheel not able to body block there. We're gonna all close our eyes and pretend like it didn't happen. Yuumi gonna fall. But, you know, we saw this in Game 1 with OGI. They conceded the early game. They said, okay, Trundle's going to be everywhere. We understand that. But we have the late game scaling power. We're going to only fight over the objectives that we need to fight for. We're not going to try and press, you know, something that we feel like could result in a bad or sticky situation for ourselves. And, you know, that's netted them now a 3K gold lead, 2 Mountain Dragons back-to-back, and complete objective control for the last 10 to 15 minutes.
Yeah, it really has. You know, you called it perfectly. They decide that they need to. They've given the burden of execution to Striking Vipers, saying you have to do something early game. You have to be the ones to win out. Come and beat us in this early game. And wow, Schmurda be absolutely dominating Goo on You right there. Didn't even pop the Haymaker, but with the early game style comp that they drafted, Morn really did his best. You know, got himself out on the map, got a load of kills early on, but wasn't able to translate that any further than 2 Drakes, and it really feels like Ice just repeating last game. They're probably going to look to use this Baron, and a couple minutes, about a minute left or so left on it, and a fight coming out on top side.
Yep, Petrifying Gaze coming out here, though. The Subjugate going to land. Koros could be in some trouble here. Going to get grounded down there. Not going to be able to bash away. And there it is. Going to go golden here. Going to try and buy his team some time. Locking up these 3 members. Trying to get the push here. Ezreal working heavily on this mid wave. Has the Kindred and the Yuumi on his back. And Schmurda B knocking down the first inner tower here. Going to fall here. Second one maybe to follow. No, Waffle Wheel's going to back away off here. Schmurda B, though, still in the bottom lane. Pushing and pressuring this inhibitor. The pressure from this Baron push is absolutely huge here from the side of OGI. Ornn was able to buy so much time, even though he did die there up on the top side of the map, that it just meant that these objectives, you know, we're going to start falling for the side of Striking Vipers, where they're just not able to defend their base adequately. And we see that now, that bottom lane inhibitor tower Falling will give themselves a little bit of more pressure on the map. It's going to be something that Striking Vipers are going to have to constantly defend against. If there is the split push that will come in from the Ornn maybe, who has the teleport, and the middle tier 3 tower as well, falling dangerously low. Maybe only a couple auto attacks away from falling. Will regen slowly over time, but we'll see if they're able to get anything off of that. All OGI has to really do is find one positive team fight that goes their way, and a lot of that base could easily be theirs. Yeah, Flash coming out there. Kind of maybe a little ambitious there. Finds himself with 4 members of Striking Vipers kind of looking for the kill, eyeing him down there. Gonna blow the Flash, so not gonna die for it, but overall, that is a summoner now down.
Yeah, I mean, Supermark, unfortunately, Blast Coning over there, having to burn his Flash. Not going to be too pivotal, unless obviously we see a huge team fight come from Striking Vipers. Kindred has a lot of mobility built into her kit, so doesn't feel as bad about losing the Flash as, say, Shmurda would, or somebody without a dash on a 3-second cooldown while W is up. But it is really, we're getting more and more like game number 1 as it goes. Red side this time for Ice, they take the bot lane tier 3 turret, and if we see minions take down that inhibitor without anything, any repercussions for Omega Gaming Ice, then it's going to be uncanny, the differences in the games. We see Waffle Wheel now has built himself up the Death Stance as well. Death Stance on top of Yuumi and on top of Conqueror is going to make Waffle Wheel incredibly hard to kill. Still no anti-healing on the side of Striking Vipers. I can't emphasize this enough. It's so important that they pick something up to try and deal with this Ezreal. He's got a Yuumi pocketing him, and he's got all of this healing coming through. The fact that we haven't seen an Executioner's Calling come through is really going to be so detrimental to Striking Vipers, and is going to show in a team fight if they ever get to one.
Yep, now Shmurda though going to get Bork slowed here. Dangerously low to falling down here. The Lambs are Spite going to be able to save him from death there. Nicely done by Supermark. You really have to hand it to this jungler. Has been on point when it comes to dropping that ultimate down to save the members of his team. Waffle Wheel now, though, gonna Arcane Shift over the wall there to avoid damage. Third Mountain Dragon, dangerously low now. Gonna fall down here. Ooh. No smite. No, it actually comes through. The smite steal is there. Morn able to pick that one up. Will cost his life, but man, you really have to hand it to him now. Teleport coming in here from Koros. Looking for the engage, has the Ornn Horn available, will get called down. Pure Genesis in some trouble, gonna fall to the Brittle Proc now. Coral picking himself up the kill. Waffle Wheel looking to run down Senna and will do so. Double kill now, looking for the ace. Cruiser gonna flash over the wall there, but how much time can it buy him? Shmurda looking for the kill. Zoning out here, Cruiser will fall. And that is the ace, but not before Shmurda dies as well. This is actually really troublesome now. 5 seconds left on the Trundle, but will be the only one that's spawning here soon. This is easily going to be the mid lane inhibitor here falling, and OGI is going to be able to pick that one up for some permanent pressure. Ezreal, I would expect, will immediately transition down towards the bot lane. Gonna look for the double inhib here. Still 10 seconds on Cassiopeia. Set spawning up here soon, and Keeney as well. But there it is. 2 inhibitors going down in favor of OGI. Will set them up for success for this upcoming Baron.
Yeah, exactly. Those 2 inhibitors going down is going to make this next Baron take incredibly easy. Pressure coming in mid, pressure coming in bot just through the minions. It's going to mean that Striking Vipers have to make a play now or never, essentially. They're going to have to either keep on top of their minion waves to be able to leave their base to try and contest this Baron, or they just have to give up the Baron and decide to take a fight at that final inhibitor. I expect to see this Baron pretty much go uncontested, really, short of another steal from Morn. It should be going the way of Ice. 3 levels down, though, on this jungle matchup right now. Early on, Morn had the advantage, but Supermark has just been able to keep farming himself up and getting ahead. And now we're waiting just to see if they can establish the vision, maybe see if they can get a pick first. OGI deciding that they didn't need one, and now they've cleared out the vision, and now they're happy to start it up. They have Kindred with a Platinum Dancer. They're going to just read through this.
They got the pushes coming in here. Goo on you, gonna get silenced and bursted down there. Supermark finds the kill credit, and there it is. The knockup now coming on to Morn. Lost chapter as well. Gonna be able to heal up here. Waffle Wheel. Ooh, the damage comes in. The Lambs Respite, not quite there. Pure Genesis is gonna fall though. Finds himself in between many. Ace in the hole. All it's told, 4 for 3 so far here. Schmerteby looking to run down G-Friend Keeney here. Where's the Q? Where's the Q? Not going to have it in time. The Icy Pillar coming up here. Oh, the damage is just coming in. They can't find a target. They're able to get Morn here down. They don't even need the Baron. They're going to be looking to end here. They know that the rest of the members of Striking Vipers have to go and recall here. They cannot just walk back into the base. They're just now getting back. Both Nexus turrets going to fall here. They're looking to make it a quick 2-0. They need to find the engages and the kills here. Gu on you back into the fight here, looking for the showstopper, cannot find it here. Schmerteby just being able to knock down these targets. Gets the kills on the backline carries. Showstopper going to come in, but the teleport now coming in from Waffle Wheel could seal the fate here. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. Ace here, delayed a bit here for the side of our good friends Omega Gaming Ice, but there it is. The repeat ace and the Nexus now ready to fall here. Game number 2 in the series going on over for Omega Gaming Ice will lock themselves in for playoffs and that number 2 seed.
Yeah, really clean game once again from Omega Gaming Ice. Carbon copy of the first game, essentially deciding that they didn't need to take any fights early on, gave over the objectives that they needed to, and then as soon as they felt comfortable to take a fight, they just rolled on in and were able to easily win the 5 versus 5s and eventually win the game as well. So really well played from Ice this series in general, not just the game. Really well played overall, just in general, yeah.
Yep, you really do have to hand it to that OGI squad. It's going to be interesting to see what they can do in the playoffs here in the Upsurge minor leagues. That will be coming to you next week here. Again, this was the final game of the season here of the regular season for OGI. They managed to improve their total win-loss record to 11-4. And improving their series history to a winning stature, I believe, of 5-1 or 6-1. I'm not sure. But I know
6.
that the upsurge maybe might be a little delayed. I think it is 6-1 there. So congratulations, OGI, on what was quite a remarkable, regular season split of play here.
Yeah, they're going to look to carry this success on into the playoff groups. Obviously, they now need to wait and see whether or not they were vying with another team to try and get to the seed number 2, and it's really on results dependent or results independent of their own whether or not they get that second seed and get the double elimination or not. But yeah, they're definitely looking forward, and I think we are actually going to be able to get a quick interview here with Waffle Wheel, the carry himself from game number 1. So we're going to throw it to a quick break while we just get that all sorted for you guys. And we will be right back after this brief intermission. Thank you for watching.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the broadcast. I'm the Idea PC, joined by Rude Dude, and we have an exclusive interview here with Waffle Wheel from OGI, setting up for the playoffs here off of a big 2-0 victory here against Striking Vipers. I'm going to throw it on over to Rude Dude for the interview. And again, Waffle Wheel and Rude Dude at your service.
Thank you very much, Idea. Yeah, got Waffle Wheel with me, and just want to quickly congratulate you first of all for that win, and talk a little bit about how you're feeling going on into the playoff stages for this UML series.
Yeah, thank you. Feeling really, really good. I mean, winning so many times, getting the second seat, that obviously makes me feel very confident in our team. Sure, we're not first seat, but I think it's important for us to at least lose a little bit in the regular season, so that way we have room to improve going into playoff. So I feel really, really good, especially with having a loss in the series. It makes me really happy.
Yeah, definitely good to keep you humble as well in those select situations. And I just want to quickly ask you as well a little bit about sort of the mentality going into this game. Obviously, game 1 was fairly one-sided once you got past that early game. How were you feeling going into game number 2, knowing that you'd got the good advantage in the 1-0 early on?
Yeah. So like you said, after game 1, basically being a landslide after the half phase, it felt really good. I felt like I was on fire. I felt like my jungler was just really, really clutch with his ultimates. So I felt like he was also on fire. Obviously, my top laner, I mean, just 1v5 the last team fight. So that, like, my entire team was just showing, like, triumphant strives of 1v5ing. So I was excited for the second game to see everybody just kind of pop off again. And then the first half happened, but then the second half we all popped off again, and it felt really, really, it felt great. So going into that game, I was extremely confident and motivated, and that was kind of like the mood that the entire team had.
Super good to hear. Get a little insight on the mental there. And quickly before I let you go, I just wanna have a quick chat about that one ace in the hole. Why did you leave your Casey on to die right there?
Right. So I blast coned Koros that one time at the Baron fight. So I felt like it's unfair to just do it to one teammate because then I'm showing fair favoritism. So I let Kaseon get killed by the Caitlyn ultimate, so he would know that I also love him too. You know, it's not just a one way street.
I love that answer. Respect amongst the group. You can't. You're the AD carry. You got to protect not just the KDA but the HP bar itself, no matter what. I respect that a lot. Thank you though, Waffle Wheel. Really nice to get a little insight into your games. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
And then with that, we are going to be ending the broadcast, I believe, everybody. So thank you guys for tuning in. Congratulations once again to Omega Gaming Ice. I have been Rudude1, running colour and production. I've been joined on the desk by Idea. Idea, any final closing words?
I just want to say thank you out there to Omega Gaming Esports for the opportunity for the cast and for the players as well for putting on one heck of a show for us today. Shout out to our sponsors, Veta and Ewin as well. Please go and check them out. Very, very grateful for that opportunity as well. But with all that being said, Rudy, I think we're ready to wrap up the broadcast. Again, this is Omega Gaming Esports signing off for the night. Be sure to catch us here on Monday, where you can find myself and Rude Dude casting the Upsurge Junior Leagues. So looking forward to those, and we will see you all on the flip side.